Y'all, we're gonna get in here. We're gonna check it out, and let's do it.
About Jay-Z allegedly working as a pimp for Diddy are getting stronger by the day because singer Maya just made some bold claims about how Jay-Z allegedly tried to pimp her out to Diddy for his freak-offs. And when she stood on
What?
business and turned them down, they allegedly got her blackballed and ruined her life as revenge. Maya and Jay-Z have had something of a strained relationship for a long time, and she has been trying to hint at Jay-Z's shady activities for a couple of years now, but nobody really paid her a lot of attention until now. See, it looks like Diddy getting exposed has given Maya a lot of courage, because she finally came out to set the record straight, and for all. In Chile, things are about to go from bad to worse for Jay-Z and Diddy, because Maya did not come to play. With each passing day, it becomes increasingly clear that the rumors suggesting Jay-Z could be the next major figure to face public scrutiny after Diddy may indeed be true. More and more former associates of his are stepping forward, getting bolder and more vocal.
That's crazy. I always wondered what happened to her, and we've had conversations about it. And I've always assumed that Jay Z had something to do with it. And I remember it was kind of like he chose Rihanna over Maya, and she kind of just upped and left. No one knows what happened to her. And to see some of this stuff coming out now, because back then it was talked about it, not a lot, but it was talked about. And I remember my boy Carl Yaw, he was a big Meyer fan too. And I think we spoke about that. And I was telling him, I think Jay has something to do with it, and all these, it was Beyonce was on her way in.
Here to face public scrutiny after Diddy may indeed be true. More and more former associates of his are stepping forward, getting bolder and more vocal in their accusations. It appears Jay-Z might be finding himself in deeper trouble than anticipated. This current wave began when his former Rock Nation artist, MIA, spoke out, accusing Jay-Z of having ties to the shady Bronfman family and assisting them in carrying out shady activities, including allegedly helping them steal her child away from her because she wouldn't put out for him and his bestie, Diddy. For those who don't know who the Bronfman family are, they are a wealthy family with a combined net worth exceeding $30 billion. However, beyond their
30, she said $30 billion. Billion. She said it with confidence too, just like $1 billion. You know how much money that is? That's a lot of gang money, or allegedly. A lot of gang money, allegedly.
Bronfmans have been tied with a variety of controversial and questionable activities, including ties to cults, illicit rings, and numerous messy allegations that are too extensive to fully delve into here. But I am going to say that they have also been tied to the type of S trafficking that Diddy has been accused of. So what exactly was Jay-Z doing getting involved with such a messy family? Well, according to MIA, Jay-Z allegedly received money from the Bronfmans to help them in their attempt to take her child from her. MIA had been in a relationship with Benjamin Bronfman for several years. They were engaged and shared a son together, but the spark died out and they ended up breaking up. According to Mia, she has been silent for a while, but she is done being silent. She tweeted, "My first custody battle was in 2013. My child was 4. I was managed by Jay-Z, who ultimately was paid by Bronfmans. I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off, copied my style, gave it to their puppets, and shadow banned me on every platform, but it was worth it to save him from the madness of what you know now." And as if that wasn't bad enough, she claimed that Jay-Z completely distanced himself from her after that. She tweeted, "The day I was served for my child, Rock Nation stopped all communication with me, and all my emails to Jay-Z asking for help was wiped from my inbox. My home was broken into, and every laptop was taken. I was trapped in Brooklyn on an order served that restricted me from leaving Brooklyn for 15 years. Rock Nation has been accused of setting up artists because so many allegations have been made against them. So MIA's allegations didn't really surprise people who have heard all about the rumors. But while most people were still trying to make sense of Jay-Z's connection with the Bronfman family, singer Maya decided to jump into the mix and spill some.
That's the thing. Oh, that's the thing. It's they're put out there as rumors, but they always end up being true. All of it always end up being true. And a lot of these things we've heard through music, we've heard in the streets, we all heard it. And it seems like Jay is a dirty dude. Dirty dude. Seems like he's doing a lot of dirty things behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. Jay is he's on the other side. And why is it that when people end up with a lot of money and they just get weird and start doing weird things, and is it like another side of this life that we don't understand? We're just too normal to understand. Like, why does the parties have to get so weird? But
Tea of her own. She claimed that Jay-Z allegedly tried to get her into his bed, and when she declined, he reportedly gaslighted her and allegedly plotted her downfall in the industry. To provide some context, Maya Marie Harrison, who goes simply by
from what we know now, you can you gotta believe her. I don't think she will make that up. Like like I said, her career was in the upswing, and all of a sudden it just stopped. It just like somebody turned the faucet off, and it just stopped. And she had big songs. I remember she had songs with like Little Kim, and she had a Grammy when she. I knew she had at least a Grammy nomination. A couple of these, and her career just stopped. And now that we what we know now as far as Jay and Diddy, because they were kind of like the Oprah and Tyler Perry for movies for black people. They put them in there to help black people, and what they kind of do is just take advantage of most of the black people in the industry to push their agenda. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Maya, has been in the music industry for decades. When she first got on the scene, she dominated
She
the
was
R&B
hot.
genre with her distinct and unique sound. From an early age, Maya had a clear vision of what she wanted to do because he knew for sure that she wanted to pursue a music career, and she had the full support of her parents. At just 17, her father took a significant step in helping her pursue her dream by sending a collection of her demo tapes to A. Hawk Islam, CEO of University Music Entertainment. Islam was thoroughly impressed with Maya's talent, both from her demo tapes and in person during an audition. Recognizing her potential as a star, he didn't waste any time signing her to his label and securing a distribution deal with Interscope Records. Maya got to work immediately. In 1996, she began recording her debut, self-titled album. Thanks to her connection with
I
Islam,
had
she
that
was
album.
able to collaborate with
I had that album. Yep, I sure did.
industry giants like Missy Elliott, Babyface, Diane Warren, Drew Hill, and Silk Shocker. While Maya focused on working on
Yeah, I remember back in the day when we went out and bought albums. Sam Goody, Record Express, Walmart, Best Buy, Circus City. Every Tuesdays the new albums came out. You had to go down there and grab the CD. See, I used to burn my CDs because friends wanted copies. I had a computer, and allegedly, but that's another story. But I remember getting that CD. It was hot CD. It was definitely a hot CD. Do your thing, girl.
her album. Interscope wasted no time in building her up as their next big R&B sensation, and it was well deserved as Maya's talent was undeniable. It didn't take long for the label to realize she was a true triple threat. Not only was she an incredible singer, but she could also dance and act like a pro. Maya
She
entered
was
the
just she
R&B
was just
scene
the
during a
shit.
highly competitive time when the genre was considered oversaturated with major names all competing for the top spot, including Aaliyah, Brandy, and Monica. Despite the fierce competition, her debut album became a commercial success, selling over 1.4 million copies and peaking at number 29 on the US Billboard 200 chart. The success of the album shot her up to superstar status, and she got 2 Soul Train Music Award nominations for Best R&B Soul or Rap New Artist and Best R&B Soul Album, along with an NAACP Image Award nomination for Outstanding New Artist. This was impressive, especially considering that it was her debut album, and she was still in her teens. She was living the life. Maya was on a roll throughout the late 1990s. In 1998, she collaborated with big names like Blackstreet, Blinky Blink, and Maze for the Rugrats movie soundtrack. Soon after, she
That
joined
was the
forces with
junk right
rapper
there. I
Old
remember
Dirty
that.
Bastard on the hit song Ghetto Superstar,
Ghetto
which earned her first
superstar,
Grammy
that
nomination,
is
which
what
was
you
completely
are.
deserved. The following
That was
year,
a
Maya
hot
branched
song.
out into acting with a role in the crime thriller In Too Deep, where she portrayed the character Loretta. At the same time, she was hard at work on her second
That was a good movie. I should check it out. Oh, and there's Miss Nia Long.
album, Fear of Flying, which dropped in April 2000. Chile, her management put her to work because she was everywhere doing everything. Even though the album's lead single, The Best of Me, didn't quite meet expectations, the
I had that album too.
second single, Case of the X, became a major hit, peaking at number 2 on the US singles chart. There were some rumors about how the album would be a flop, but things ended up working out perfectly because the album turned out to be a commercial success, selling over 1.2 million copies in the US alone. It also earned Maya a Soul Train Music Award nomination for Female R&B Soul Album and a MOBO nomination for Best Album. In 2001, Maya teamed up with Christina Aguilera, Lil Kim, and Pink to put a modern twist on LaBelle's iconic 1975 hit, Lady Marmalade. The collab was a massive success,
Moulin
and it
Rouge.
reached number 1 in more than
Yeah,
15
this was
countries. The group
this movie came the year this movie came out. It was everywhere. The music was everywhere. It was definitely hot. All the ladies there. I remember them performed it. I think at the award shows that year, the Grammy. This might be them performing it right here.
dazzled audiences with a show-stopping
Yeah, it was
performance of
Lil'
the
Kim.
song at the 44th Grammy Awards in
Oh yeah, here it is.
2002, where they took home the Grammy for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. While her music career was popping off, Maya was also making waves in the acting side of the industry.
It was
In
huge on the
2002,
rise.
she earned critical acclaim for her role in the musical Chicago, delivering a standout performance that got her a Critics' Choice Movie Award and a Screen Actors Guild Award nomination. Seriously, everything she touched turned to gold, and it was like she could do no wrong. In 2003, Maya extended her winning streak when she released her third studio album, Mood Ring, which included the hit single, My Love Is Like Whoa. At the same time, she did some acting on the side, with roles in the musical Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights, and the romantic comedy Shall We Dance. Despite her undeniable talent, numerous awards, and an impressive body of work, fans couldn't help but notice that Maya's career trajectory seemed to stall in a way that no one expected. At the time, she was competing with the top names in R&B like Monica, Aaliyah, and Brandy, even though she was just a teenager. She was being set up to have a long, successful career in both music and Hollywood, but somehow she didn't quite make it to the top of the food
Nope.
chain.
She got
Chile,
derailed.
she ain't even on the food chain no more, and fans have been wondering how and why she fell off so badly. So,
Exactly. I've been wondering that for years. 4 years.
what exactly led to Maya's career taking such a sharp turn? Rumors have long circulated that she was blackballed from the industry. The theory suggests that Maya wasn't willing to play the industry game and refused to bow down to certain higher-ups, those gatekeepers who held the key to success in the business. After the release of her third album, Mood Ring, Maya got into a messy dispute with University Records and Interscope, which ultimately led to the end of their partnership. They mutually decided to part ways, and as a result, her fourth album, Control Freak, which she had already started working on, was shelved. She was determined to make a comeback and remain at the top of her game, so
Damn.
she signed with Universal Motown Records, hoping they could take her career to even greater heights. Unfortunately, things only got worse for her, and that was one of the worst mistakes she could have made. For some
Damn.
reason, the label chose to delay the release of her next album, Liberation. And this only ended up making Maya more frustrated, ultimately causing her to have a downward spiral. Universal Motown kept dragging out the release of the album, playing games with the Maya until the entire
She
album
went from bad to
eventually leaked in
worse.
Japan. Before we knew it, it spread worldwide, effectively ruining any hopes Maya had of a successful launch. This setback was so bad that Maya found herself
Man, I don't remember that happening, but that's just terrible. You could tell they're doing it to ruin her. Like, why sign an artist to just be a hole? That don't make no sense, right? Definitely don't make no sense.
at a crossroads. She could either sue her label for damages or take an independent route and become an independent artist, doing her thing by herself. Most people assumed she would go after the label, given it was their fault that the album leaked. But surprisingly, Maya chose not to pursue legal action. Instead of making a public spectacle out of it, she opted to walk away from the label and become an independent artist, choosing to leave without seeking any compensation or stirring up drama. And this had people wondering why she would do that. I mean, she could have made millions from suing her label. But for some reason, she just chose to walk away like that? Yeah, the math isn't mathing. And if y'all think that the reason Maya didn't sue was because she didn't know that she was entitled to compensation, let me stop you right there, because she knew what she was entitled to, but she was just too scared to fight. In a candid interview with Vlad TV, Maya opened up about the
I don't. I think she knows what she's up against, right? She understand and knows who these people are, so she rather walk away than be harmed. It kind of like, I mean, why would you walk away from all that money? Most people sue to get it back, but she already realized she was going to sell her soul to get to that side of Hollywood. She realized she wasn't going to do that, so the best thing for her, she knew, was to walk away, because once you sell, you lost everything. You lost everything once you sell.
devastating impact the Liberation album leak had on her career, revealing how it cost her millions and months of hard work. Though she maintained her composure, it was clear she still had some deep feelings about how things played out and how it pretty much ended her career. She also revealed that the real reason behind her decision to walk away from the label without taking legal action was that she was simply fed up. The label had become too controlling and demanding, and she had reached her breaking point. This interview was the first time Maya publicly addressed her feelings and spoke openly about the music industry's darker side. She revealed that there was so much behind the scenes that fans had no idea about, everything from negativity to shady, sometimes even illegal, practices that artists had to deal with. It was a raw look into the shadiest and most disgusting parts of the industry. And Maya made it clear that what many fans see on the surface is only the tip of the iceberg.
There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power, whether that be toward a female or male artist. The foundation, it's very dangerous for you as an individual. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good, and walk away.
She also claimed
You're hearing a lot of artists come out now and talk about that, and you can kind of see where there's a lot of artists that you know had the talent, whether it was acting or movies or whatever it was, and they just never went anywhere. And there were actors that was okay, subpar, and all of a sudden you look around and they're on top. And now we know these secret Diddy parties are where most of the high profile or big money projects are being handed out. You know, when Cat Williams said he turned down 50 millions for a time, it wasn't in just cash, it was movies and different things like that. And these are things that's being done at those parties, those deals, the big deals. So if you want to be in on the big deals, you got to attend things like that. And that's where your soul got sold at. But she ain't selling out. She understood that's not something she want to give up, because once you give it up, Ain't no going back. No going back.
That the powerful people in the industry often go out of their way to target the younger and more vulnerable artists who are still trying to find their way
Yep.
in the industry.
You must protect your space, but you don't necessarily know what the agenda is behind someone speaking down to you, at you, etc. There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially. And you have to break down your value. You really have to assess that and your standards. And it's very difficult if you don't know it, if you can't identify it regarding what's coming at you. And that takes some time to maybe step away if you walked into this game not knowing who you are and your limitations. You grow into that. If you start early in any game without knowing who you are and being solid in some type of foundation, it's very dangerous.
She then said that
It's almost like they can smell blood in the water, and they're just circling that young Justin Bieber, that young, all these artists, they come in young and they just circle and they going for the feeding, and it's exciting to them. Sick people.
Hollywood elites and the powerful people in the high ranks often preyed on the younger, naive, newer artists. And from the way she said it, it was clear as day that she had had some sort of experience with this sort of thing, which is just sad to think about.
But I would definitely have to say those in power, that want to abuse it and get off on abusing it, definitely plot on their prey, and you have to be willing to sacrifice anything that you think you might benefit from, a career, etc., and say no, period.
She then hinted that her career was held back because she had refused to give in to the pressures that she faced in the industry, claiming that she was bold enough not to backtrack or compromise on her values.
How did you stay so guarded within your career?
This is what I did. I said, no, I'm good. Thank you. No, thank you. Okay, so sometimes that doesn't translate as far as what you are allowed to have, what you have access to. You will be blackballed. You will be talked about. You will be shit on. You will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me. If I have to sell my soul, I understand that I might have sacrificed something in the physical world, but the spiritual world is not worth it. You're okay. You don't need to do anything. What you need to do is protect every part of your life, your spirit especially, because everything else is connected to that. It's beautiful. There are some people, not everyone, that have huge egos, and awful mindsets towards men, towards women, towards people. And it's very difficult to be around. It's just very difficult. And the way they define success is not your idea of success.
Yeah, this sounded a lot like she was forced into some freaky situations, or at least they tried to. According to an insider, when Maya met with Jay-Z for the remix of her song Best of Me Part 2, Jay-Z put moves on her. And according to Maya, he allegedly tried to get her into a three-way with him and Diddy. In fact, the remix almost didn't happen because Jay-Z felt salty that she turned him down and wasn't grateful that he was hopping on her song. Producer Tone, who was one of the duo, claimed that Jay-Z felt disrespected by Maya because he didn't think that she was grateful enough to him for hopping on her song. He said, So Jay came to the studio that night at the Hit Factory. He got it right away. He understood what it was, but he didn't like Maya's vibe in the room. He looked at her like she was a spoiled brat because she was. Jay looked at her like, I'm about to rap on your record, you're about to have a hit, and I don't think you really appreciate it. The producer claimed that Jay-Z then stormed out of the studio, after which people in the studio said to Maya, Yo, Maya, Jay wants to do the record, but he feels like you're not even giving him any love, like no thank you or none of that. Allegedly, Jay-Z continued to try to get her to be involved with him and Diddy, and when he got tired of her playing hard to get, he got her label to delay her album and allegedly plotted to have it leaked to teach her a lesson. And this is what she hinted at in her interview, where she talked about how some powerful people in the industry try to take advantage of younger and naive women because she came super close to being victimized. And when she refused, she lost her career over it. And as if that were not bad enough, the media completely tore into her, accusing her of being Jay-Z's sidekick. It got worse when Beyonce's
I believe that. I believe Jay did that to her career. Dude is shady. I always thought that that's the reason. It was pretty much Rihanna took over from Maya, and Maya was a better singer than Rihanna. I love Rihanna, but she was a way better singer. But Maya wouldn't fall for their antics, those funny antics that they like to do. And here's the other one.
Lemonade album dropped, and Maya was accused of being Becky with the good hair. She was dragged so hard that
Becky
she
with the good hair.
eventually had to come out to deny the allegations. A fan on Instagram asked her, Heard you and Jay-Z had an 11-year affair. Are you his side chick or nah? And Maya quickly fired back. Never did, never was, never will. She also wrote, I play second to no one, pay my own bills, have my own label, own management company, rely on God only, and respect myself and marriage too much for nonsense. Maya continued to maintain that nothing improper ever went down between her and Jay-Z.
In the past, of course,
That's the thing right there. When you know you ain't sell your soul, you know you could stand 10 toes down and defend yourself 100%. Ain't nothing they could say about that. And I gotta say I believe her. I really believe that's why she got blackballed, because dude is a monster.
been accused of similar things.
Well, that's what you sign up for when you enter the business.
Absolutely. But it must be hard dealing with all the beehive coming at you.
I don't have anybody coming at me, but I know what I'm not guilty of.
Oh, of course, of course.
It's crazy how much Jay-Z has allegedly been getting away with right under out noses. And fans commented, always wondered what happened to Maya. She always had an elegance and grace
True.
about her. Respect her then, even more now. Proud of her. Jay-Z is always getting exposed for doing some crazy stuff against the people of his community. It's crazy. And Jay-Z finally getting exposed. Hope it continues. BC, that's the real snake in the industry. But what do y'all think about Jay-Z allegedly setting Maya up like this? Do you think she's telling the truth, or do you think that she's
So there we have it. Maya allegedly accusing Jay-Z of the one that blackballed her. And do you believe her? I believe her, because it was talked about years ago when it happened. I want to say it was kind of talked about. People insinuated it. She was definitely on the rise. She should be with the Rihannas today and the Beyoncés and the late great Aaliyahs. They all should have been here together, enjoying it. Music would have been definitely different with both of them in the game. And we think allegedly Jay had something to do with both of their removal from the industry. You know, whether it was deleting or removing. And I believe her when she said that Jay had something to do with her albums getting shelved. I believe her. He's that shady type of person. And it looks like every day more and more is coming out. We're finding out more things that Diddy did. He infected and violated a lot of people in the industry. He made a lot of people quit, a lot of people move on. But I'd like to know what y'all think. What do y'all think? Do y'all like the video? Do y'all like what Maya was saying? Do y'all believe what Meyer is alleging? because of course the other side is always going to say, nah, it ain't happened. They were washed up. They were this, they were that. But I like Maya, always have. And she did disappear. And it's finally good to get a little. And I wanted to say, I think she didn't fight it because she know it's a fight she can't win. Because she may win in court, but she probably lose a lot more. So that's why I believe she walked away, because she knows how these two guys operate, and she'll rather walk away than to have to deal with a lot of nonsense. So there you have it. Right here by Elmo is the next video.